Hello, people. It's your girl Toya, the bossy one, and I'm back again. Even though I said I was gonna be gone, I had people actually reach out to me personally and tell me that I can't do that. So here I am again, giving it another try. Um I think that I am going to go through my channel and look at some of my videos, and I think that I'm going to take down some of them because I feel like I was being a little vulnerable in some of them, and it may have come across as emotional instability, or maybe it might have given off a vibe like I may have been a tad bit bitter. And I'm saying this because I was tuned in to a certain individual today that I like to frequent on YouTube, and he made a statement about women of a certain age, I guess, having our vision tainted and being bitter about certain life experiences, to where if we were to offer our opinion, it would come from a scorned place and we would bash. And I think that a lot of times when women, Black women such as myself, tend to express ourselves about things that have happened to us with certain individuals, people take it as we're bitter. Um, Let me say this. I have two very, very strong, very productive, and very secure young men that I've raised. And being a single parent, they did have, a lot of male, they had a lot of males around them for that, male reinforcement. But I am a single mother. Okay. My oldest son will be 22 on the 1st of October, and my baby boy is 17. He'll be 18 in February, and he's graduating this year. So after this year, I will have two high school graduates, and they do their thing. So I'm saying all that to say this. There's no way that I can possibly raise two productive young men who are secure in their manhood and know who they are from a bitter place. Okay. Just because I've had experiences and they have not been the greatest does not make me bitter. And I think that that is a big misconception. And because sometimes we are vulnerable, like myself, like I don't mind talking about things that have happened to me. I don't mind giving my input on certain things if I've been through it before. And I'm also, I'm open to listening to other people's struggles. But that does not make me bitter. You get what I'm saying? Because my advice, I try. I'm not always, but I try my best to be balanced in my thoughts. I'm a Libra rising, right? If anybody knows anything about Libras, you know that Libras are always trying to see both sides of everything. They always are balancing things out. Like, you're never going to just approach a Libra and they're just going to shoot off the cuff with you. They always analyze and try to think, and then they speak. Libra, library, the writers of history, that is just like, that's how they are analytically. Like, they're very analytic when it comes down to certain things, and they normally just don't fly off the cuffs. That's why you see the justice scales are the Libra sign. So Libras try to keep it really balanced, you know? So I try to be balanced in my thoughts. So I'm not the type of person, I'm not the type of woman who would just take a scenario and just run with it. Like, I always try to see both sides of the equation. If he did do something, what led to that? Did I play a part in it? Could I have done something different? Could he have done something different? Like there's always two sides to everything. And I literally talk to my sons about this. And once again, going back to the signs, if you guys are familiar with the signs, my son, my oldest son is a Libra, and my baby boy is an Aquarius. So I have the justice scales over here, and then I have an analytical child over on this side. So I can't approach it from a bitter standpoint because they're going to ask. My oldest son is going to draw out and balance his own conclusion, and my youngest son is going to continue to question me until I answer his questions in a sufficient way that he can get an understanding. So how can I come from a place of bitterness, from a space of bitterness? Now, I do understand that every woman is not like me. I am one of a kind. But when people make general conversation or general statements or blanket statements over everything, I don't like that. And there are a lot of people out here that don't like that. And I've ran into people on my journey in life that are not stereotypical and they don't like to be pigeonholed. And I don't like I have a disdain for when someone is coming from an intellectual point of view and then they want to put everybody in a box, especially when you have a large following. You have people following you and they are listening to you and they're going to take that information and they're going to run with it and they're going to just make the assumption. And now I'm going back and forth with a complete imbecile who knows nothing about him hearing something or she hearing something and assuming because I might be in that age group that that's just how we all are. And it's not the case. And I don't like that, and the statement was doubled down on, and it made me feel some kind of way, because I'm the type of person, I don't care whether the person is younger or older than me. If you're bringing the information and I can fact check you, then I support you. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I like you, I will stand behind you. But at the same time, you have to consider that you could have a wider age range of people listening to you. Like this, there's not going to be ever a time where I'm just going to completely dog out one demographic of people when, it could be anybody listening to you. When you make these YouTube videos, you open up yourself, for criticism, whether it be, constructive or just straight negative, but you open yourself up for it. So you have to be mindful, with a great power comes great responsibility, and people don't understand that, so there's no way on God's green earth that, like I said, I can sit up here and say, or even feel like I would be the type of bitter woman to sit here and bash men. That's not even what I do. I've been accused of being too masculine in my ways. I've been accused of siding too much with the guys. Sometimes, when I'm reading up on my certain things, like I'm like, dang, am I like Athena? Do I side too much with the guys? Am I too much one of the bros? So it's funny to hear somebody say, that this whole demographic of women in this certain age range or generation all feel this way because of life experiences. I know young girls who are barely out the house who've had worse life experiences than me. They can be bitter. So age has nothing to do with it. It's all about the experiences that you have in life. You get what I'm saying? But once again, like they always say, you want to eat the meat and leave the bones. That whole conversation was nothing but bones for me. So I basically, exited at that point because there was no value that I was going to get from it. I was trying to listen to it because I do like to hear the female standpoint on things, but I have boys and, I don't quite understand, I guess, the whole, super feminine female type of whatever. I don't know. I think that we're all women and we just all have our, our good points and where we're strong at, and, some points that we aren't as strong as. But, the wholesome Christian college sorority, cheerleader, I'm so good, no boyfriend type of young lady. That's not how I grew up. I'm from the suburbs of Chicago, which anybody knows that. And I'm not from the bougie suburbs of Chicago. I'm from Lake County. And if anybody know anything about Lake County, that is Chicago Juniors. So with that being said, it's not like I just grew up with silver spoons handed out. You know what I'm saying? Not to go too far off into my business, but I've been locked up in my life. You know what I'm saying? At a young age. So the age that, some of these young girls are out here talking about, I didn't spend those years, in a dorm. I spent those years in a cell. So I'm different. I look at things differently. So you can't put me in a box with everybody else. It's not going to work. But at the same time, too, I'm not going to sit up here and argue that point with someone else. Which brings me to, the whole reason why I even decided to get back on is because as I made my video, I was like really done with it, because I'm like, people don't be wanting to hear, facts and stuff, and they definitely don't be wanting to hear it from me. Like, I'm a female, and in this world it's patriarchal. So normally when a woman speaks up, if I'm not talking about, putting on makeup, or how to trick a man, or whatever women talk about on this thing, then people don't want to hear from me. Because if I'm kicking knowledge about financial literacy, or Black history, or spirituality, or whatever, whatnot, from a sort of hood type of vibe, mixed in with my own feminine energy, it's not translating well, because I'm not on here trying to be cute or trying to act like I'm oblivious to it, nor am I out here trying to like bash people over their heads with it, or arguing and stuff, because that's not me. I made a vow in my older age that I wasn't going to be argumentative and going back and forth with folks over a lot of stuff. If I gotta yell and fuss with you, then I don't even want to talk to you. Like, that's my personal life. And also, when I'm talking to associates or people that I meet, if I have to meet you with aggressiveness, then there's no need for us to even have the conversation. Hence the reason why, I've been keeping my hair. I just got finished braiding my hair today. Like, I've been keeping my hair covered, or keeping my antennas covered or protected, because there's so much negative energy going on, and there's so many, dark deities, and, different, vibrations, and all this, demonic energy that's being spread out, this demon time and all this other BS. I don't want to corrupt my antennas. So I'm putting them up, for now, until I feel like I want to let my hair down and absorb, what's going on. But the air around me, the madness is crazy right now. And I've just been on a straight spiritual journey. So that was another reason why I was like, I'm just going to back away from it, because I didn't want it to ever be that something that I was trying to do or could possibly have a love for would be tainting my own energy while I'm on my spiritual journey, and I've been reading my books. Like, I got this one right here, which was a suggestion. It's The Destruction of Black Civilization. And I have, been reading that. I'm still at the very beginning of the book, but I've, come to some little conclusions about this book. And I also take notes. I don't know if you guys are like me, but when I read books, I always get me like a little notebook to go with it, as you guys can see. And what I do is, as I read, I just jot down, little notes and stuff as I go through the books. And these are my notes. Like, I just basically, like, write down, what I'm reading as I'm reading it. And I also typed up a spreadsheet on my, in my computer about this. Because, yeah, I have some theories about this book. It's really good. It was a suggestion. I've been doing that. And I've also been working on getting my guides and stuff in order, because I've been just drawing some conclusions on, some of the guys. I've been like looking up information on Orishas, just, trying to find more about the Yoruba, Ifa, spirituality, and also, what is it? Lukume. Anyway, dealing with the Orishas. I think Lukume is Cuban, if I'm not mistaken. I know Ifa, Yoruba, that's Nigerian. So I just been looking off into it, just trying to draw conclusions on these stories of the gods, because everybody has stories of the gods. Every civilization has gods. But when you actually delve down deep into it, you find out that a lot of the gods are basically patterned after other, spiritualities or religion that may have came before it. So with that being said, I'm just working on this right now. It does have a couple of little errors, but this is my board that I'm working on, trying to tie the ancient Egyptian gods into the Greco-Roman, which I do know that it's supposed to be a C where the K is, but whatever. But I've basically been working on, like, that whole thing. So that's where I'm at with that. And but I ended up finding out while reading this book, which I still have to do more research because I just don't want to just jump off the cliff and say, okay, I read one book and this is law. But I did not know that Ethiopia actually came before Egypt. So that was, like a OMG moment for me. And I have this theory about the Tower of Babel, which is so crazy. But I've been researching that point. I've been fact checking and trying to find certain things. And wow, like I did not even know. But I have a better understanding of the story of the Tower of Babel now from my own point of view and what I think that it meant. So this book right here has is actually tying into the Bible. Like some of the stories of the Bible are making an appearance in here. So you understand where, they get these stories from that they tell us and stuff in these oral traditions. And that's just basically what I want to understand. So the point is to start wide and then bring it all down and kind of figure out, okay, so through what did the Christ come through, which I already have like a pretty good understanding of that, but I just want to be able to tie it all in together. I know that it all goes, hand in hand. I also have this book right here, which people don't know, but once you get into spirituality, you will find out that astrology has a whole lot to do with this. So as you can see, I've been reading this too. So these books and stuff, they're just right here by my bed. I have, the one-on-one, power crystal books because it's crazy. Like all of this stuff ties into it. I also have this other astrology book here. You can see all of my notes in here. So I'm always on the hunt for more knowledge. I'll be trying to tie everything together. I want to have a better understanding. These are things that I was not taught when I was a kid. So now that I'm in my 40s and my children are basically at a point in their age where they can basically take care of themselves as far as they don't need me to change any diapers. I don't have to go over homework like that anymore. I have more time to myself. So now I take that time out and I study and I'm trying to catch up where I was left behind. And it's great because my boys are actually right here so they can go on this journey with me. They have a good foundation and they know where they could come to get the knowledge. That's basically what I'm working on myself. If I don't leave my kids anything else, I definitely want to leave them a strong library where they can understand and know who they are, why things come to pass, who they are as individuals and where they're going in life, because you don't know where you're going if you don't know where you've been. Okay? So that's going to basically wrap it up this evening. I just wanted to jump on here and say, yes, I will be back. And I guess I'll just pick up where I left off and whatever, the spirit moves me to talk about, wherever my soul goes, that's where I will be. I'm not going to stick to any particular schedule this time around. It'll just be when I come in. If you guys want to interact with me or if you guys want, to touch on a topic or anything, if you need me for anything or whatever, I'm available. Hit me up in my comment section. I'm also going to be starting my life coaching classes soon. So I have a lot of things that I'm working on to keep busy and to ultimately be self-sufficient and to gain as much knowledge as I can, because I want to sit here as a complete woman, not bitter or what everybody else wants to think a 40-year-old should be. So for me, becoming one and being complete and completing the circle, both sides of myself, the yin and the yang, bringing it all together is the goal for me. And that's what 2020 has done for me. It's opened up my eyes to that. I have a better understanding of where I belong. So once again, we all on this journey together. I'm here. Like I said, I'll be coming back. I don't want to say to no certain schedule, but I will be back to, check in with you guys and touch bases. And if there's anything you want to talk about, if there's anything you want to know more of, if I'm working on something here that interests you, by all means, just drop down in the comment section and I will be, definitely right around for it, because I only want to talk about or do things that interest people. I am not a one-woman island and I'm not so self-absorbed that, I just want to sit here and just talk about myself all day. And, I don't have no game. I don't have no game. All I have, is a unk with citrine and tiger's eye in it and the knowledge that the universe has given to me. And I'm here to share with whoever wants to listen. So until next time, as always, be good to yourself, first and foremost, because without being good to yourself, You can't be no good for anyone else. So with that, you want to do something good for yourself, do something good for somebody else, and remember to be prolific and be abundant. Until next time, y'all. Peace out.